One. Hi, and welcome to the SEO podcast, Unknown Secrets of Internet Marketing. My name is Chris Burris, owner of eWebStyle.
I am Charles Lewis, your Internet Marketing Specialist.
Welcome back to another fun-filled edition. In fact, the first edition of the new year.
I think this calls for an official Happy New Year.
Happy New Year
to all
to
you guys who are watching, listening, tuning in. Happy New Year to you guys who probably won't hear this till Monday.
Right. Yep.
Happy New Year to you too.
All of you. Thank you guys so much for making us the most popular internet marketing podcast on iTunes.
Yes.
We are still working on the Stitcher issue. I do not understand it. And Stitcher is not very easy to get a hold of.
Well, what I did realize is that they just got bought out by a company called, I think it was Deezer.
Okay.
And so Deezer, you know what happens anytime you come under new ownership, changes happen.
Right.
And so I have sent out some requests to Deezer already.
Okay.
And so hopefully we'll get some feedback and figure out what we can do.
Hopefully. All right. CJ Mount, his entire SEO is watching. Is that just you? This is podcast number 262. We usually have a tip from our previous podcast. Since our last podcast was actually part 2 of the 2014 SEO year in review, our only tip is go back and listen and watch it.
Yeah. It's rapid fire, it's high speed, but it is a lot of fun and educational.
We are your broadcasting here from Houston, live here in Houston, Texas, and we are your friendly local neighborhood top position snatchers, where our mantra is
don't be a douche.
If you are in a position now, and you probably are, we're talking to you, CJ Mount, go ahead and tweet. And what should they tweet, Chuck?
Tweet us right now. Make sure you use the hashtag SEO podcast. This is number 262. Be sure to tag us in it at eWebStyle, at Best SEO Podcast. That way we can follow you back, do all of our social networking stuff.
Absolutely. And we do ask you, if this is the first time listening to this podcast, you got a good addition, original content this podcast, and we're excited to be starting off 2015. If you've listened to this podcast before, we ask that you
already know what to go do.
One of 3 things. One of them is to get onto our G Plus local page, and it's easy. We've made it easy. It's not easy, but it's easy for us. All you need to do is go to
e-webstyle.com/Google Plus
or /
Google Plus
or /
G Plus
or /
G Plus.
All of those will take you to our G Plus local page. There are 3 things we ask you to do there. Please don't just write a review and not do the other 2.
Yeah, definitely. Get there. First off, do this. Write the review. That is most important. We greatly appreciate it. But secondly, while you're there, give us a +1, please, and put us in a circle. So that way, when you communicate, it can come to us, and when we share information, you can get it.
Excellent. And, when you said the number 1, it made me think of the 5-star review that we're hoping you actually give us.
Yeah.
All right, next is on iTunes. 3 steps. Go onto iTunes. That's the easiest step, by the way. Yeah. Create an account, write a review. Hopefully that review is 5 stars. And when you add a 5-star review, feel free to send us an email, podcast@e-webstyle.com. We're probably going to read it on the air anyway. Just go ahead and do that if you wish. Next, and this is the most important one, since we've got CJ Mount already connected, he's sitting at a computer, I'm assuming, his whole team, go on to Stitcher. And the best way to get to our Stitcher page is to go to our website, e-webstyle.com, and the right side, on the right sidebar, you will see
Stitcher logo right there.
Go there, click the stars, add a review, because we need a little bit of help. We've got some bad, the last 3 people have been complaining about the fact that we haven't updated Stitcher, and that's not our fault. We don't think we're doing anything wrong, and we can't get a hold of anybody to figure out if, let me put it this way. iTunes is updating just fine, and every email I've sent to Stitcher so far says it's updating in iTunes. So if you tell us our RSS feed is jacked, it's not that I don't believe you. I need to know exactly how it's jacked for your system, because it's not jacked for the iTunes system.
Help us out.
And so there are a bunch of ways you can hunt us, stalk us. Facebook.com/
eWebStyle.
Twitter.com/
eWebStyle.
YouTube.com/
eWebStyle.
Instagram.com/
eWebStyle.
Yeah, Stitcher is the best way to get to our Stitcher page. You can't hunt us or stalk us on there. Listen, if you're a PHP expert or a WordPress guru, we'll be looking for you at some point in the near future. Please call and leave an audio resume, 713-510-7846.
Yep.
If you want a free website analysis, we'd be happy to give you one. Mm-hmm. All you need to do is go to e-webstyle.com, and then you'll find the form.
Yeah. There's
Pretty
several
easy.
forms on there. Pick one.
Do we have any Algo Cat?
No Algo Cat today. Do have a little bit of news.
All right. Well, you go with the news.
Go with my news first.
Get your news.
My news is pretty simple. So this is actually in regards to video and those who may be doing any type of content marketing with video. Facebook is rolling out new video features for business pages.
Okay.
And so what they're trying to do, like the whole new feature, it features kind of a YouTube type layout with playlists and things like that. And what they're trying to do is encourage business owners who actively use Facebook to begin uploading their videos directly to Facebook versus putting them on YouTube and then linking them and things like that. And so, interesting tactic. I thought they should have been done it. But my concern...
That could almost be AutoCAD. I mean,
it almost could be. My logic is that I don't know how effective it will be.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, one of the benefits to having videos on YouTube is the amount of views these videos get.
Yep.
And, whether it's on Facebook or Twitter, wherever that YouTube link is, it still counts to your views. And so essentially putting those videos in two different places is gonna disrupt that some.
Yeah.
So.
And I still feel it's a bit of a stretch. We still do marketing on Facebook, but to market businesses, to do business marketing on Facebook, especially video, I'm there to watch, the goofy cat that my friend likes or whatever. Do I really want to watch, the SEO podcast
on Facebook?
Exactly. So, very cool. Anything else?
That was all the news I had.
Cool. What I had was a Google Project Zero. So I don't know if you're familiar with Google Project Zero. It's the project where Google has a team who are actively trying to hack different pieces, different operating systems, whatever. And when they find one, they notify the manufacturer, and 90 days after they notify the manufacturer, they publish it. Yeah. And they tell the manufacturer,
hey,
we're going to publish it.
Yeah, we hacked you.
Yeah. So they did one for Windows 8.1, and the vulnerability is if you have a user, not an administrator, but a username and password, there's some hack that you can use to get administrative rights and make changes. This doesn't cause problems for most people because you can, you got to have a username and password, whatever, and access to the device. But in big corporations, it could have some major impacts.
Where they license to a whole bunch of users and
I
can see.
So I say all of that because there is a point, and the point is Google released a hack that Microsoft hasn't fixed yet. And so people are like, oh, maybe the Google Project Zero is, a little invasive or whatever. And no, you got 90 days to fix it. Fix your stuff.
Yeah, I think it's worth Google informing people, hey, this hack exists. Yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Yeah,
I agree. Together, Microsoft.
How about, did you get infected by the Xbox denial of service? You weren't hopping on there?
Man, I'm not a gamer, and when I was a gamer, I was PS4.
Okay.
Team Sony.
Yeah. So you heard about it though, right? Xbox down. Yeah, that's pretty great. I thought this was interesting. Hackers created a fingerprint from photos. So they said that they took they zoomed in on photos of some dignitary and were able to create a fingerprint.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Well, it's two things. One, I believe they could create a fingerprint. How is it accurate enough to hack the device? And how do they know that it hacked the device? Don't they have to get a hold of that diplomat's device to test it? Anyway, just interesting. And then finally, Man,
like what kind of image enhancement software were they using?
Well, it's the ones that are in the movies.
I know, right? The same one. The same one James Bond used.
Yeah,
right?
The police have it so bad when somebody goes in and is like, I got a still image of the car driving off. It's 300. Don't you have software to zoom in on the license plate? Yeah, that's in the movies. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. And finally, so IE sucks. Right?
Yeah.
They may be coming out with a new browser. It's codenamed Spartan, and it has a couple challenges. So IE is not going to go away. They're thinking that there's going to be a new browser. The biggest thing that IE doesn't have right now,
is usability, functionality, safety, security. Speed, keep going.
Sharing across devices, right? Passwords across devices.
Okay, so like Firefox or Chrome does.
Firefox or Chrome have a way where you can share, I have a password here, it's over there. I have a history here, it's over there.
I got a bookmark here, it's over there. I got it.
Yeah, that is, man, to die for.
Yeah.
Right? And IE doesn't have it. What was really interesting about the article is the most popular version of IE is IE 8. Because people have written software to run on IE 8. And so IE8 is going to be around a while. Once you write software for a platform, by the way, this is why we decided to go to PHP and not use ASP, because Microsoft tends to change their platform altogether, and we didn't want to have that happen to us. So we used to program .ASP Classic. We hated .ASP.NET, and so we're like, okay, that's not gonna happen to us again. Start using PHP. It will change, but it will not change as drastically as Microsoft does. Like everything you used to have no longer works. That's crazy. Yeah. And I do have you see the,
I saw it. I
tier
thought that was a horrible
here.
way to start the new year.
Yeah.
But
understandable. People are busy. They don't have time to write reviews. Hopefully CJ Mount and his team will help us out because we need a review. Yeah. Although he may have written a review and it sounds a little familiar. So, all right. So that is the potatoes of the podcast. Time to get into the meat. We didn't do our teaser.
I know we didn't.
I did say original content.
So this week, today's meet, we wanted to really kind of go back to the basics a little bit and kind of really improve those of what you should be doing as a business owner to start this new year off. So today's content is called the top 8 online marketing strategies for local businesses in 2015. Who is this authored by? Yours truly. This is by Charles Lewis. This is the first post from eWebStyle for the new year.
Face to Charles Lewis for writing this article.
Yeah, so dig dig this. The top 8 online marketing strategies for local businesses in 2015. Number 1, a great website. I'm going to say that your website at the end of the day is your foundation for all your internet marketing. All the traffic you drive, all of the website visits you want, everything you're doing online is to get people to your website. And that website should really do a couple things. Yeah. 1, it should complement your sales funnel. And I say that because I deal with a lot of owners who all they want is traffic, and then their sales process is so complicated, they wonder why they get traffic, but they don't get leads. And that's because the site isn't complementing their sales funnel. Yeah. What does that mean, Chuck? That means if you need to get a phone call that leads to an appointment that eventually leads to a proposal, then your website should communicate that, and your call to actions to guide people down that path. Make sure that your website serves those functions. Second thing about your website, speaking of call to action, responsive design is what I put down. You want to make sure at the end of the day that your site is browser and device friendly. Whether it's mobile device, whether it's tablet, whether it's desktop, you want to make sure that your content, your images, your videos, everything that you work so hard to promote and put out, that is accessible, that is easy to use, that is easy to get to, and that is rendered in the best possible way. So make sure your site is responsive. Make sure that it complements your sales funnel, and more importantly, make sure that it represents you. It represents your attitude, your company's swag, if you will, and it keeps the standards of what people tend to look for. People look for logos here. They look for phone numbers up here. They look for easy ways to contact. So make sure you keep those standards in mind. Yeah. Number 1, great website.
By the way, that number 1 could be about 3 podcasts.
Yeah, we could. I mean, with our process, we'll usually spend, the first 30, 40 days
on website
just to make sure that it accomplishes all those things. Yeah. Number 2, we're talking the top 8 online marketing strategies for local businesses in this year, 2015. Number 2, local business profiles. So, we're talking directories here. And you realize when you do a search, and I don't think this will probably ever change, that out of those 10 first page organic listings, half of those will be directories. Just where there's a product, then you'll get a listing of retail stores that probably sell that product, including yours. Or if you provide a service, then you'll get a listing of directories like City Search or Yelp or Angie's List or whatnot of companies that provide those. So if you're a local business, whether you provide a service or you have a brick and mortar location where people come to you, either way, you need to make sure that your local profiles are set up. Google Local Plus, by far the most important. Make sure that it's consistent. All your information is there, hours of operation, payment types, images, videos. Make sure all that's there. And then take that same data. Here's the key. Take that same data and add it to your Yahoo Local, add it to your Bing Local, add it to your Yelp account. If you have an Angie's List account, add it there. Set up a Foursquare account is extremely important, especially for these businesses that may be retail and have like a brick and mortar physical establishment. Foursquare, and here pro tip, TripAdvisor. especially for like a restaurant or hotel or something. If you have an entertainment venue, TripAdvisor is a great place for free. Let me throw that in, that you should be adding your profile information. That's a pro tip. So make sure make sure your business profile information is updated.
By the way, that was the first pro tip of the new year. You gotta just throw that out there.
So number 2 was local business profiles. Number 3, again, we're talking the top 8 online marketing strategies for 2015. Number 3, fresh content. Look, content drives the search engines, period. Website visitors, they come looking for content. So, when you post content, it should be relevant. It should be useful. It should be valuable. It should be timely. Like, don't post, some great content about something from 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Doesn't help nobody. Or don't go posting thin content that people can find anywhere, like searching on Twitter or something like that. If you're going to post it, make sure it's valuable. Make sure it has enough girth to it that people can engage with it, that they can respect it, that they can use it. Because that's how they end up with a positive experience. They can't use the content or it doesn't serve them no purpose, then they leave and it doesn't really work for you.
Wah, wah.
Speaking of content, we're still talking about your current site. Revive your old content, right? So if you have content on there that maybe did get a lot of traffic, or maybe you did spend some time, researching and creating these blog posts, go back and revive them. Update the links, maybe update the images, reword some things, maybe add some new information that you later got. Maybe you have articles that are too small and thin.
Right.
Kill them. Get rid of them.
Enhance them or kill them. Yeah.
Enhance them or kill them. That's how you don't get pooped on by the panda. It's by fixing that content. And then I'll say this, create a schedule. Add content twice a month. That's what we do. Whether it's blogs, whether it's a service, whether it's a case study or whatever it is, commit to at least twice a month, giving something new, something fresh. That way you keep your site alive, keep your site functional. That was number 3. Number 4, social media consistency. Social media is the new word of mouth. And so now, cool thing about social media is this also the easiest way to communicate with potential clients. Because these people, they're social. Everything that's put on Facebook or Twitter is public. And so if you're communicating, give you a good example. Maybe I'm running Google alerts for something about SEO. Right. And so I come across a Twitter conversation of users talking about SEO. This is public information.
Right.
I have every right to not only jump in their conversation as long as I provide value. You can't be a douche.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not gonna jump in and begin selling.
Yeah.
But if I can jump in and say, hey, that worked for me and I also tried this and here's what you should expect from it. Here's a link to some resources that may help you. Then now I take it a step further and I also follow them, right? Because now not only did I just give them some information, but I gave them a follower as well. Now these people tend to engage with you more, they'll respond with you more, and now you have this conversation going on with potential clients,
right,
who didn't contact you, you just were in position. So social media consistency is important. I suggest 4 networks: Google+, Facebook, Twitter, IG. And that's Instagram. Really depending on...
I was like, IG? That's a new one. You're going to have to go check that out immediately after this podcast.
Figure out what that is. Just depending on your service, right? If you provide a service, then Facebook, especially if you provide a B2C service, like plumbing or AC repair or roofing or whatever it is, Facebook is your best friend.
Yeah.
You want to take plenty of before and during and after pictures of your service being provided. You want to tag those users in those photos on Facebook. You may even want to get your technician to take a selfie with the client.
Yeah.
Pro tip. How awesome would that be? 2. I mean, because what is that client going to do? Oh, I just got my fence repaired and they did it and they're going to share it with all of their friends. And now that's the word of mouth marketing you're looking for. So schedule time for posting on social media, tag clients in it. Like I said, if you can't take a selfie, or better yet, then maybe you have a retail establishment, right? We're talking local for both purposes, and they're in your store. That's when your Foursquare and these other social networks kick in. Have them check in. Have them take pictures of the product they're buying. Maybe you even incentivize their social activity. That way they can begin to market for you on social networks. Number 5, retargeting. Look, at the end of the day, marketing to people who already shown interest in what you offer is by far the easiest and best ad dollar spend. market to people. By far. These people have already visited your site. They've already came into your store. They've already looked at a product. They've already maybe requested a quote already and just haven't closed the deal. These are the perfect people to begin showing display ads to as they peruse the internet.
Maybe they've even purchased from you.
Maybe they purchased already.
You know what they purchased because you have a very complex system in place, and you know what to pitch them next.
Yeah, you know that most people who buy SEO tend to come back and get paid search, right? So it's in our best interest to start remarketing paid ads to our SEO clients.
Yeah.
Kind of how that works. And for your business, maybe you do, well, I was talking to one of my landscapers. Maybe you're a landscaping company and you're trying to figure out, what you can do for the next couple months while grass isn't really growing and it's still cold. Start remarketing to your clients for other services that you can offer during this cold season, like, I don't know, tree removal or Christmas lights or things of that nature. And so that way, current clients can see other services that you offer. And since they're already a current client, they have a higher likelihood of doing business with you.
Once that wallet's cracked,
exactly,
it's cracked.
It's cracked. Number 6, and we're talking the top 8 online marketing strategies for local businesses in 2015. Number 6, email marketing. People discredit email marketing, and I'm here to serve a reminder that at the end of the day, everyone's email inbox is still the most visited place on the internet. It's not Facebook, it's not YouTube, it's not Twitter, it's not Inc.com, it's not the SEO podcast, it's your inbox. Whether you're on your phone, whether you're on your tablet, whether you're on your desktop, you're in your inbox. And so email marketing is key. I think the problem people have with email marketing is they get discouraged by bad open rates and things like that because the newsletters don't get open, but
they do get open. And
we're under the belief that I don't really care if it get open or not.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, we're looking for what?
Well, all we want them to do, literally we tell our clients, look, we write good content. And if your clients actually read that content, they're going to enjoy it. They're going to have a good experience. And I don't care if they read it at all. All I want them to do is to do two things. One, see your name.
See it.
Statistics say that if you haven't made contact with a client in 90 days, like 80% of them have forgotten about you entirely. Another 30 days, it's another 80% of that 20% that was left. You're down to like whatever, 5% remember who you are. And by getting in their inbox, they remember you. Number 2, if they have the opportunity to pass a referral, they've got something in their inbox that they can pass to somebody and say, hey, you need to talk to these guys.
Yeah, exactly. Whether they use your service or not, it's just that constant reminder every month when they log in and, oh, yeah, I remember those guys. They did this for me. As soon as they hear a friend, a family, or colleague or whoever mention any service related to what you did for them, they're going to say, hey, I'm going to forward you an email from this company I dealt with. They're pretty good. Email marketing, it works. Second thing about email to marketing, and Chris talked about this a little bit, segmented list. So you may want to send out something monthly, consistently, just with new data, new information, new services, new products. But if you have another list of people who maybe did purchase from you before, or people who
are a particular class of items,
exactly, send them a whole separate email related to their service, related to their product, maybe related to your sales process if they haven't checked out or if they haven't, responded to the proposal. And here's another pro tip.
3.
Sending segmented email lists works great with remarketing.
Yes.
Number 7. Off-site online PR. Off-site offline PR. Off-site offline.
Wait, isn't this an internet marketing podcast?
Yes, internet marketing. We usually talk off-site meaning off your website, and offline meaning not on the internet. Off-site, offline PR. Look, we're talking internet marketing for local businesses. And so if you're a local business, meaning you're serving a certain city, certain community, certain area, you have to do things off-site and offline to help what? Your online presence. Yeah. Oh, Chuck, that's a great one. What does that mean? That means do community events like grand openings, and maybe you have a small carnival or free barbecue or whatever it is for everybody who comes out. Give them a small coupon, 10% or whatever it is, to just get people there so they can begin to see you, they can begin to interact with you, things like that. You may want to get the support of your local news media. Maybe I was watching it this morning on Fox. They were doing blood drives. If you're a retail business, that's a great way to get the media out there. Have the blood donor van pull up. You do free
vampire machine. That's what I call it.
Exactly. You do that from from 2 to 5 on a certain weekend, and you give something free T-shirts or something to everybody who comes out. You get your local news to support it. What that does is people in the community remember it. They had a good time. More importantly, that news station will likely feature it on there. They may link to an article about it on their site, and now you have big PR, big brands linking back to you. Second thing, offline, off-site PR. You may want to donate to some charities like the local churches in your area. Do some free work for them. The local schools, get on their board. So now when the schools begin sending out messaging to all the parents, potential clients of yours, because they're in that community, they can reference you because you helped the school PTA. You donated donuts to the whatever, right? Do those kind of things in the community because they will impact your site. It just works that way. Last but not least, number 8. And we're talking the top 8 online marketing strategies for local businesses in 2015. Reporting. At the end of the day, you have to report. You have to know how this is working. You have to know what these visitors are doing when they get to your site. You need to know how long they stayed, how they got there, why they left,
or from where they left to try and figure out why they left.
Exactly. How long they stayed on a specific page. Maybe they keep getting to your cart button and they add to cart and they never fully check out. Why is that?
Yeah.
And if you don't have any analytics in place, then you just won't know that information.
Operating in the blind, yeah. You have no idea.
It's important to know. More important than just having it is scheduling time to review it. I know plenty of business owners who have it and they still can't tell you what's going on with their site. And so not only implement it, but schedule some time to review it. Maybe it's, an hour once a month, and where you just go over your website stats and your traffic and you compare it to your leads and closed business, and that way you start generating numbers, and that way you can make the right changes and the right tweaks and the right improvements every month. So that's it. Those are the top 8 online marketing strategies for local businesses in 2015. That's on the eWebStyle blog. I'll post the link later. Authored by yours truly, Charles Lewis.
Punch in the face to Charles Lewis, also known as Chuck, or the SEO rapper. And you need to come out with
drop something.
Yeah, you need to drop a new rap here pretty soon. I know you've been busy working your other rap stuff, but yeah, it's time. It's time. All right, we got any
we got some what news and some blank stare actually.
I'm gonna make up some what news on the fly here. So let's go with the what news first.
What? So my what news is that Snapchat. So, they're raising money. They're getting ready to do this. They raised $485 million more. More. They already had like 200. It was crazy. But their valuation is at $10 billion. And I'm like, what? Snapchat? I don't even know why.
Yeah.
I don't understand why. Other than the fact that it is by far the most used method of communication from people between the ages of 14 to 21. I get it.
Okay.
And so from that perspective, it's worth investing in.
Wow.
But I don't understand how they monetize it yet.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's got a ways to go. So my my other what news is what? Microsoft, your OneNote works better on the Apple iPad than it does on a Surface Pro 3. Literally, I can't pinch to zoom the text. Right, so I left my iPad at home, so I'm using my Surface 3, which I like, by the way.
Yeah, brand new device, nice device.
Works well, everything.
Except for the Microsoft product
works better on the Apple device. Man, all right, that's a what. Yeah. Well, kicking the shins.
Kicking the shins to you, Microsoft.
Maybe they'll get it right by Windows 10.
I got some blank stare news.
All right, blank stare.
Yeah, this blank stare goes to Comcast. So the TechCrunch literally posted this. Guy calls in to cancel his Comcast account because AT&T Uverse gave him a better offer.
Yep.
Took 4 hours.
To cancel?
He recorded the whole thing and posted it online. He talked to 4 different sales reps, people trying to cancel, to the point where one sales rep offered him a better deal. So he was like, okay, fine. I'll keep Comcast then. Let me get on the phone with Uverse and cancel the install. Canceled with Uverse, installed immediately, got back on the phone with Comcast to confirm, because he didn't want to confirm until he could cancel that one. Talked to a new rep. The new rep didn't see any recollection of the previous call or the previous deal.
Wow.
It gets deeper. New rep says, don't worry, I can match that same deal. He can't get the deal, ends up talking to 3 different supervisors, been on the phone for 4 hours, ended up canceling and going to Uverse.
Wow. Wow.
Comcast.
That's.
It's not surprising. I use Xfinity, and that service sucks. The customer service sucks. The actual internet is faster than Uverse. Personally, I'm fine with the cable and the phone. It works okay.
Yeah.
It's just dealing with the people.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm on Uverse, and I had when they were launching Xfinity, at least here in the Houston area, they had this big campaign, and I had already had Comcast, and they switched to Xfinity, and I was like, holy shit, that's so much worse. It was unbelievable how bad and slow the interface was
compared to what
they had before. I was like, wow, you hyped this piece of crap. So then my wife takes care of that. She switched over to Uverse. The internet's fast enough. It's probably a little bit slower, marginally slower, and everything else works better. And I'm sure she's saving money.
Yeah,
that's what she does. All right, so. If you're interested in growing your business with the largest, simplest marketing tool on the planet.
The internet.
Yeah, it's called the internet. Call eWebstyle for increased revenue in your business. 713-592-6724.
Yeah.
6724. All right, and if you have a referral, you refer them to us. They get internet marketing service with us. They pay their bill. We pay you. We've got a system in place to do that, so reach out to us if you're interested in that. Anything else?
That's it.
This was filmed live in Houston, Texas at 5999 West 34th Street, Suite 106, 77092. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you especially to CJ. Hey, Dean's on there. Happy New Year to you. Dean? And what news? Centered. Slide 92. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, we can't see it.
We'll check that out. CJ, thanks for tuning in. Dean, thanks for tuning in. Until the next podcast, my name is Chris Burris.
Charles Lewis.
Bye-bye for now.